Goddamn New York Times! Who are you supposed to believe in? Who are you supposed to trust? Hello? New York Times? I think we got a problem here. We got definitely a problem here.
Okay, if you're looking for Cal State...
In your late city edition, it says here, page 70, column 3, February 22, 6:41, sunrise. Okay, well, it's 6:48 right now, and I don't know what's happening up in your neighborhood, lady, but down here, we got total darkness. Well, if you're just the operator, then who's in charge of the sunrise situation there? The city desk? Fine, let me speak to them. Oh, hello? Who's this? Mr. Mallory? Mr. Mallory. Look out your window. What do you see? That's called darkness, Mr. Mallory. That's nighttime you got going on there. My name is Arthur Corbin, a regular subscriber to your publication. Come at great inconvenience to myself to come witness the birth of a new day. Come on the BMT in total darkness and getting my ass froze off. What are you using for weather information up there? What are you, a bunch of gypsies? Well, I'm down here at Coney Island. You guys are just there drinking your coffee and sitting around in leather chairs and...
Alright guys, ready to move on?
I don't know.
Okay, so how's it gonna come up? How does it end?
Well...
What do you get to?
They hung up on me. And I repeat my line, who are you supposed to trust?
Okay, and then you have to figure out a place to end it.
Yeah.
All right.
I do have...
When you said BMT, did you mean GMT?
No, it's BMT.
Huh.
Yeah. What's
Because
GMT?
GMT stands for Greenwich Mean Time, and you're talking about the time of day,
I
right?
know the BMT was like a subway.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you know. All right. So, no, I love the piece, but you need to have a good back and forth conversation on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay, anything else?
Have really nice facials.
Oh, well,
It's nicely developed, but then you just kind of lost it. So where are you going to end it? And when it does end, stand there and then drop, right?
Okay.
So they know you're complete.
all right.
All right, next piece.
Sometimes we are all on a collision course, and we just don't know. Whether it's by accident or by design, there's not a thing we can do about it. A woman in Paris was on her way to go shopping, but she had forgotten her coat and went back to get it. And when she had gotten her coat, the phone had rung, and so she had stopped to answer it and talked for a couple of minutes. And while the woman was on the phone, Daisy was rehearsing for that evening's performance at the Paris Opera House. And while she was rehearsing, the woman, off the phone now, had gone outside to get a taxi. Now, a taxi driver had dropped off a fare earlier and had stopped to get a cup of coffee. And all the while, Daisy was rehearsing. The cab driver who dropped off the earlier fare and had stopped to get the cup of coffee had picked up the lady who was going shopping, who had missed getting the earlier cab. And the taxi had to stop for a man crossing the street because he was 5 minutes later. He left for work 5 minutes later than he normally did because he forgot to set his alarm. And while the man crossing the street, making the cowboy, Daisy, finish rehearsing, was taking a shower. And while Daisy was showering, the taxi was waiting outside a boutique for the woman to pick up the package, which hadn't been wrapped yet because the girl who was supposed to wrap it had broken up with her boyfriend the night before and forgot to. Now, the woman back in the cab, the taxi was blocked by a delivery truck, and all the while Daisy was getting dressed. The delivery truck pulled off and the taxi was able to go. Daisy, the first to be dressed, waited for one of her friends who had broken a shoelace. The taxi stopped, waiting for a traffic light. Was waiting for a traffic light. And Daisy and a friend came out of the theater. And if only one thing had happened differently, if only the shoelace hadn't broken, or the delivery truck moved moments earlier, or the package had been wrapped and ready because the girl hadn't broken up with her boyfriend, or the man had set his alarm and gone up 5 minutes earlier, or the taxi hadn't stopped for a cup of coffee, or the woman had remembered her coat and had gone into an earlier cab. Daisy and her friend would have crossed the street, and the taxi would have driven by them. But life, being what it is, a series of intersecting lives and incidents, out of anyone's control, the taxi did not go by.
Okay, guys. One thing
That
you gotta
taxi
follow in the past.
momentarily was distracted. That taxi hit Daisy,
and then your zip code.
and Daisy,
Your zip code as well.
her leg
Make sure it's bold.
was
Make
crushed.
sure it's something bold on stage.
What play was that?
It was Benjamin Button, Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
What is his character or relationship in this?
Oh, he was just narrating the events that led up to Daisy's broken leg.
Because the voice sounded very similar to the first one, so be very like, and I did say it sounds like an investigator and you're explaining what happened.
Oh, okay.
You know, so be energetic with that.
All right.
Yes.
Can I get a drink?
Let's go ahead and move on to those of you that are done. If you're not done with that, let's go back to that and read. So, for item S, you're going to take your standard
Go, boy.
ID. Down the bottom.
Sorry.
You have to use your AD, or your standard ID number in some cases.
Ah.
Below that, email address. You need to make sure you print this clearly because how they're going to contact you. If it's like a lot of email addresses, I can't read it, and I want to send you the wrong address. So print as clearly as you can your email address.
Okay.
Go.
Oh, is it still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. And I'm playing Romeo.
All right, looks like people are moving on, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going.
Man, I'm sorry, I lost
got
the
it.
mic.
That's
All right, right of you. If you're a senior, this doesn't really matter. If you're a sophomore, freshman, sophomore, junior,
Tybalt,
honestly,
the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a great villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowest me not. I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the real reason of my love.
Set, not what's there, email and mail. Here's one.
So, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as
All
my
right,
own.
language.
Be satisfied.
Choose the language you speak best.
Gentle
And
Mercutio,
below that, ethnicity, race.
Benvolio,
You don't want to
be thou
know
their
what
weapons.
but it's demographic race.
Gentlemen,
So the race that
for
best
shame.
identifies you.
Forbear this outrage.
And finally, parental education.
Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince has expressly forbidden
Again,
banding in Verona streets. Hold Tybalt. Good Mercutio. Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much. I thought all for the best. This,
all right, guys. So, hold on, the last thing.
the princess near bound, my very friend, got his mortal hurt in my behalf.
Does anybody have any questions?
My reputation slain by Tybalt's slander.
If you're done, though,
Tybalt,
take
that an hour had been my kinsman.
your answer document.
Oh, sweet Juliet, thy effeminate, that thy beauty had made me effeminate, and my temper softened valor's steel.
Then I need you to look at what test you're taking first. If your first
This
test
days,
is Spanish language, which is actually the first
doth
test.
more depend.
On this table right
This
here,
woe
we have some little labels.
others must end.
If your first test is English language, you're going to put it in this pile. Right here, star pile. English literature, Spanish literature, Spanish language, human geography, government, U.S. history, European history, so on and so forth. Okay, so any questions asked us, but good luck.
Okay, so Michael.